So my video on Wacom driver issues is probably one of the most popular videos on my channel next to my M4 Mac Mini video. So I thought I'd do a little bit more of a deep dive into the Wacom tablet driver settings and share some of my experiences and caveats with the latest Wacom drivers if you're using an older Wacom tablet. So we'll start off by looking at the Pro Pen tool or whatever tool that shows up in your Wacom Center settings. This is where basically all of your customizations can occur with regards to your stylus, as well as also how you can configure your tablet. So for me, I generally tend to, I don't have any need for erase, so I've gone ahead and disabled that. I disabled all the click buttons, but you can add functionality if that's something that you prefer. For me, I just have the click option set up. The other thing that's also really important here too is you can, if you've got multiple design apps, you can change the tablet settings per application. So if I click on this plus button here, it will show all of the running applications that I have. So you have to have an application actually running and installed. And then you can select it. I'll just select Photoshop for giggles here, and you can see that it shows up. And I can then make some adjustments in terms of the tip sensitivity, the eraser sensitivity, and whatever else I need to go ahead and customize. It'll take the last settings that I currently have and stick those, and then I have to make those modifications. So you can see that I've got older versions of Photoshop. That's the reason why you're not seeing it, is because that's like, I think, the 2025 version or whatever, and I can go ahead and remove that if I see fit. I've got a few things that I need to clean up here, but by and large, this is a very, very useful thing to have. And on that note, it's also important to go ahead and back up your tablet settings. I've worked very hard to kind of fine tune the stylus for my drawing. And if you ever find yourself in a position like I just recently did, where you have to uninstall the driver and reinstall it, it's always best to go ahead and make a backup before doing so. So all you have to do is click on the new backup button, and it will go ahead and give you a backup. I just did this a few days ago. And the reason why I did it is because I am rocking a Wacom Cintiq 27Q HD. It's an older tablet model. But the problem is that the latest Wacom drivers no longer support the Cintiq 27Q HD. So when I installed the new driver, the stylus was not functional. It just would not work. So I started to panic, because this is how I make my livelihood. This is a very important tool for me. And then I uninstalled the existing driver, and then I reinstalled an older driver from about last June. And that driver seems to work just fine. And I was able to import my settings in, and everything is all right in the universe. But I don't want to have to go through that entire process of having to remember what my settings were. And this just helps save some time. The other thing I would also recommend doing, in case you lose your settings for whatever reason, it's always a good idea to take a screenshot of your specific tablet pen pressure settings. This is what I use currently for my Cintiq. This is like my preference. And if I have to replicate that, I don't have to do a lot of trial and error again. I can basically go back to a previous screenshot and I can recreate this. But I think having a backup is a very, very valuable thing. I don't use the remote, so the remote is there. It's fine. Display settings for calibration, you should do that every now and then. And I've got two different pens here that I've used with my Cintiq. Depending upon my mood, there's nothing really special about either one, but I have two Wacom pens, so it's basically showing up here. So those are some of the things that I recommend doing if you own a Wacom tablet, whether it's Mac or Windows. You want to go ahead and back up your settings. You want to also go ahead and think about maybe customizing this tablet for the applications that you use. I can tell you that for Affinity, I have a completely different pressure curve for Affinity compared to Photoshop, because the underlying brush engine is vastly different between the two. Same thing for Krita. And these are a lot of like things that I did through trial and error. So this is how I've had to set up the pen pressure in Krita. So you can see it's radically different. So your mileage may vary on this, but the important point is just back up your tablet settings and then know that you can go ahead and quickly customize the tablet depending upon the application you're using. So that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully it was helpful. If you've got any comments about all this stuff, drop me a comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Later.